Hello Army! Welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into a topic that might keep you up at night. There are some seriously concerning signals suggesting that J-Hope and Jimin might, and this is really hard for me to say, might actually be planning to leave BTS. Before you jump straight to the comments with hate, hear me out on the evidence I've been collecting for weeks. Trust me, this is going to completely change your perspective on BTS's future. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell because this content is going to be incredibly controversial. Let's start with the hard facts. Army. BTS's contract with HYBE is set to expire in 2025. Yeah, I know there's still time, but it's closer than you think. What makes this even more concerning is that the K-pop industry has completely transformed from what it was 10 years ago. We've already seen what happened to other legendary groups. SNSD lost several members, Super Junior 2, and even Big Bang, who seemed unbreakable. Look where they are now. This pattern has repeated countless times in this industry. What makes me even more worried is that J-Hope and Jimin are the two members who have been most active in their solo careers recently. And you know what? Usually, the members who start focusing on solo work are the first ones to consider spreading their wings beyond the group. Let's talk about J-Hope first. Have you noticed the significant shift in HYBE's attitude since he released Jack in the Box? That solo album was incredibly dark and personal, completely different from the sunshine image we've known him for all these years. In several interviews, J-Hope talked about finding his true self and exploring different sides of his artistry. Sound familiar? This is exactly what members of other groups said before announcing their hiatus or departure. What's even more concerning is that J-Hope now frequently collaborates with American artists and performs at international festivals alone. He's already had a taste of that solo freedom, and trust me Army, once you experience that level of creative control, it's incredibly hard to go back to group constraints. Pay attention to J-Hope's recent Instagram posts too. There are more solo photos, motivational quotes about individual journeys, and most obviously, he rarely posts pictures with other BTS members unless it's for official schedules. Oh, and let's not forget that J-Hope was the first member to complete his military service. That experience definitely gave him a new perspective on life and what he wants for his future. Sometimes, a fresh perspective can completely change someone's priorities. Now let's talk about our Jimin. While J-Hope is obvious with his artistic direction changes, Jimin is more subtle but equally concerning. Look at how he's handling his solo career. Like Crazy and Set Me Free, PT2 weren't just successful, they were massively successful. Jimin has experienced what it's like to be a top-tier soloist, and that achievement is purely his, not shared with 6 other members. What makes me more worried is that Jimin now has his own dedicated fanbase that supports him specifically. He already has the machinery to support his solo career without needing the BTS brand. In recent interviews, Jimin talked about wanting to show more sides of himself and having stories that only he can tell. Army, these are classic signs of an artist ready for full independence. Plus, notice Jimin's body language in recent BTS content. He's still professional and loving toward the members, but there's a certain distance. Like he's mentally preparing for something now. This is the most heartbreaking part. If you pay close attention to recent BTS content, J-Hope and Jimin often seem like they're on a different wavelength from the other members. For example, in the last run BTS episodes, they were both quieter, more observers rather than active participants. This is extremely unusual for J-Hope, who's usually the mood maker, and Jimin, who's typically very playful. What's even more obvious is that in group photos or public appearances, their positioning is often on the edges, with slightly detached body language. I'm not saying they hate each other or there's drama, but there's definitely a shift in group dynamics. RM, as the leader, has surely noticed this. Haven't you seen how in some lives or interviews, he frequently glances toward J-Hope and Jimin with this concerned look? Like he's trying to gauge their feelings about something. Let's be real, Army, external factors also play a huge role. The pressure from fans, media, and the industry is no joke. J-Hope and Jimin are two members who are most frequently criticized for things that are sometimes out of their control. Jimin especially has been the target of hate campaigns, body shaming, and toxic scrutiny multiple times. At some point, maybe he's thinking, is this worth it? And as fans who truly care about his well-being, we should understand if he chooses his mental health. J-Hope isn't exempt from pressure either. As the main dancer and lead rapper, expectations for him are always high. Plus, he was the member who received the least solo spotlight during BTS's early years. Maybe now he feels like it's his time to shine independently. So what are the possible scenarios? First, they could negotiate individual contracts with HYBE, remaining BTS members but with more solo freedom. This is the best case scenario. Second scenario is partial departure. They leave BTS officially but maintain some kind of collaboration or unit activities. Think of it like the Shinhwa or Super Junior model. The worst case scenario, which I don't want to think about but have to be realistic, is complete departure. They focus fully on solo careers and BTS continues as 5 members or goes on indefinite hiatus. Look ARMY, I know this is incredibly painful to hear. BTS is our family, and thinking about the possibility of them splitting up is heartbreaking. But as mature fans, we need to be prepared for all possibilities. What's important is that we support their individual happiness. If J-Hope and Jimin truly feel more fulfilled with solo careers, we should support that decision wholeheartedly. But hey, this is all still speculation, ARMY. I could be completely wrong, and they might both be incredibly committed to BTS. What's certain is that their love for music and fans will never disappear. What do you think? Do you agree with my analysis or do you have a different perspective? Share in the comments section and don't forget to subscribe for the latest BTS updates. Stay strong ARMY, we'll get through this together. Until next time, this video is based on fan observations and speculation. There is no official information from BTS or HYBE confirming the matters discussed in this video. Please be wise in responding to this content and continue to support BTS in whatever form.